I was born in Trinidad, an island in the Caribbean, in 1748. My parents, my mother and father, worked on a sugar plantation. They were slaves, captured like animals by the Portuguese, packed onto ships and carried away from our homeland against their will. Back in Africa, my father was a powerful shaman. He was respected and feared by every tribe in our nation. He was a man who was in constant contact with invisible forces, things which can be felt but not seen, things which even today's scientists understand nothing about. My father learned how to utilize these forces. In our lands, he was known for healing those who were sick, for predicting the future, and for casting spells which brought destruction to our enemies. These were but a few of the powers my father had, and he passed them on to me. Then, on my 18th birthday, during a ceremony being held in my honor, something supernatural occurred. While the dancers whirled in a large circle around the blazing fire, everything began to slow down. The dancers, the drumming, everything. It slowed and slowed, and finally, everybody came to a complete stop. In that silent moment, there was only me. I was alive and free to move about. But for the others, well, for them time had stopped. Then, right before me, he came. He appeared as a vapor, and from this vapor I sensed immense, almost infinite power. I remained perfectly still. I dared not even breathe, for the fear that my breathing might disturb him. Then, out of the spirit came a voice. Even now, I can't say whether I heard it with my ears or in my mind. This voice, it was like 1,000 musical instruments played simultaneously. It was paralyzing. To hear that voice was to hear the voice of God himself. 1,000 notes played at once. It was a voice that spoke with the force of every emotion, every joy, and every pain of every person who had ever lived and died on this planet. The voice was life itself, and it radiated out from him like an explosion. The Spirit then said that I would complete my Father's mission to bring a new religion into the world. This religion would combine aspects of our ancient African practices with those of Catholicism. This new religion would bring comfort to the African slaves who lived in misery after being forced from their homeland. This religion would be theirs, and theirs alone. Then the Spirit said that this new religion would be called Santeria, and I was to become its leader, its high priest. For this role, I would be given certain powers, the power of prophecy, so I could look into the future and lead my followers in the best direction. the power of telepathy so that I could see inside other men's minds and utilize their knowledge. Then through my mouth, the Spirit flowed into me and inhabited my body for what seemed an eternity. But then, finally, it told me that I would, from that moment forward, be an immortal just as he was. And even now, almost 300 years later, I ask myself, was this spirit, this force with the paralyzing voice, was it God? Back then I would have said yes, but now I know better. This spirit was not God, but one of the beings which serves him. There are many tales of fallen angels, and he may be one of those. Or he may be another kind of being of which we know nothing. But my mission, to establish the Church of Santeria and to support its followers, is clear. And I have never failed in that mission until now.